and talk about the solution. I have Mr. Iyer here. He's the Senior Vice President of Technology and Broadcast Times Network. Mr. Iyer, tell us about the problem first, and then let's tell us what can one do.
Okay, see, at the moment it's very important for us to be sure and realize that we don't have a known cause for this, right? And there are two problems that are affecting the world today. One is a problem which is supposed to be by this software which we use as antivirus on our computers called CrowdStrike. No other antivirus software, computer with any other antivirus software seems to be affected. Only the computers that run CrowdStrike, which is an American company which is used worldwide, is affected so far. CrowdStrike, the company, has acknowledged this problem and have said that their engineers are working on it. We do not know what has caused this problem. There is a immediate solution that's been proposed by CrowdStrike, which, if you take it to your IT teams, which is to go into safe mode on your computers. And this is for those computers which, when you start up, are seeing a blue screen with a restart option. So ask your IT to restart your computer in safe mode, go into the command prompt, go into C, Windows, System 32, drivers.
No, you're going too fast. For the benefit of our viewers, let's do it once again.
Okay.
Slowly.
So you ask your IT to restart your computer in safe mode, start the command prompt, navigate to a folder called Windows, System 32, drivers, and there you will find a folder called CrowdStrike. Rename that to anything, reboot the computer, and then your computer should work normally. But remember, if you rename this folder, your computer will not have an antivirus, so you have to provide for something else. But this is the only available solution as of 1:10 p.m. IST from CrowdStrike. The other issue which is affecting airlines and other companies worldwide is the outage on Microsoft 365. As you are all aware, Microsoft 365 is where millions and millions of email boxes, Windows, Word, Excel, PowerPoint files are stored, which is probably what is affecting airlines. Right. It is safe right now to listen to the airlines, and if they are saying that they are going to block flights, that's a good thing to do, because they will not be able to access their data and your flying data, so it's better to stay in the airport.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Iyer, for giving details to our viewers. Let's hope that helps. Meanwhile, even Microsoft is trying to get the engineers on it. Swati.
Absolutely. So there are two issues, like Mr. Iyer said. One is the Microsoft Windows outage. Two is in case people are using CrowdStrike antivirus, an update in that has led to this issue. If there's a blue screen with a restart option on your screen, according to Mr. Iyer, and I'm going to repeat those steps, what you can do is you can ask your IT department to restart your laptop or your PC in safe mode. Then access Windows System 32, go to drivers, CrowdStrike, rename that, reboot, your system would work fine, but there'd be no antivirus. We, in fact, have Rajiv Chandrasekhar joining us on the broadcast. Thank you very much for giving us your time. Services disrupted world over, Mr. Chandrasekhar.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is it's obviously very deeply disruptive, as you can see. In today's age, when there are these cloud-based platforms that are available on the internet and being used by enterprises and users all over the country, all over the world, such an outage is obviously deeply disruptive. And I think the focus is now going to move from not just access to these kind of applications, but also their resilience and the redundancy. So it's certainly a wake-up call, not just for Microsoft, also for, I think, for generally enterprises and businesses that depend on the internet and on applications that are in the cloud that they are using for their businesses.
Absolutely. If you can please stay on with us. We also have Jiten Jain, cyber security expert, joining us on the broadcast. Okay, I'm being told that we've lost that line. But Mr. Chandrasekhar, like you said, would people now, and especially multinational companies who are relying heavily on Microsoft, would they have to now, start looking at alternatives? The entire globe, perhaps, who heavily depends on Microsoft?
No, I think the issue is not so much about alternate to Microsoft, and that is something obviously every business and enterprise will make a choice based on features and price and cost and economics. But the more important underlying message out of all this is that applications need to focus on innovation and services, but at the same time, the resilience and redundancy. That means to be, in a sense, fault tolerant or fail proof. because enterprises that are working 24/7 have to depend on applications that are also 24/7 and that are resilient, that are redundant. So I think the focus will now go into conversations between users and enterprises and these type of software providers, platform providers, on the degree of resilience, the degree of fail-proofness that they build into their systems. And I think that's where the focus is going to move.
All right, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, thank you very much for joining us in the broadcast with your perspective. Some services have been impacted world over. Airlines continuously putting out updates. People are finding it difficult to continue with their bookings. Flights have been grounded as well. Pratibha is also joining us in the broadcast with more. Yes, Pratibha.
Well, Swati, airlines across the globe have been affected after the cloud services outage that we're seeing across the globe. Let me go across to the tweets that have come in from the airlines on the situation. Indigo Airlines tweeting to say a travel advisory, our systems across the network are impacted by an ongoing issue with Microsoft Azure, which has resulted in increased wait times at our contact centers and airports. You may experience slower check-ins, longer queues. We are all hands on check and on deck and are working relentlessly to restore stability and normalcy. Our digital team is also coordinating closely with Microsoft Azure to resolve these issues swiftly. We appreciate your patience and understanding during this time. This came in about half an hour ago. Now there's an update as well. It goes on to say our systems are currently still impacted by a Microsoft outage, which is also affecting other companies. During this time, booking, check-in, access to your boarding pass, and some flights may be impacted. We appreciate your patience. And clearly the situation still continues, because just about 14 minutes ago as well, they've tweeted, as our systems are impacted by an ongoing issue with Microsoft Azure, we are experiencing high volumes at contact center. Please contact us only if your travel is within 24 hours. Similar tweets coming out from the other airlines as well, SpiceJet as well. So we have passengers who have been stranded across the globe. SpiceJet saying we're currently facing technical issues in providing updates on flight disruptions. Our team is actively working to resolve this issue. We regret any inconvenience caused and will update you once the issue is resolved. Again, thank you for your patience. SpiceJet continuing to put out that tweet saying we are currently experiencing technical challenges with our service provider affecting all online services. Akasa Air has also put out a similar tweet saying due to the infrastructure issues with our service provider, some of our online services including booking, check-in, manage the booking services will be temporarily unavailable. Currently, we are following manual check-in and boarding processes at the airports and hence request the passengers with immediate travel plans to reach the airport early to check in at our counters. We sincerely regret the inconvenience. So there are passengers across the globe who are at the airports or who have to board flights within a few hours and are waiting anxiously to know what will happen next, because all of these services have been affected, Swati.
International companies who depend on Microsoft, their services have been impacted. Not just them, but banks and London Stock Exchange also reported glitches in the services. According to Microsoft, airlines across globe affected. They're also working on restoring the system. Investigation is currently underway. Pratibha was taking us through the updates. As far as the company is concerned, the service is concerned, the health status page talks about a configuration change which has led to this, caused interruptions between storage and computer resources, which has left several Microsoft 365 apps unusable. The team is also working on restoring some services. What we're given to understand is that certain services like the Microsoft Defender, Intune, OneNote, SharePoint, Online have been restored, but several tools like Power BI, Fabric, Teams, Purview and Viva Engage are still down. So multiple applications down. That has also led to a disruption of services across banks, across the aviation industry. Airline after airline putting out updates about the status of their flights and status of bookings, asking the passengers also to connect with the airlines. Several users of Microsoft across the globe staring at a blue screen at the moment. And in case you're using CrowdStrike, then there are certain steps that you can follow and reboot your system, but which would mean that you do not have antivirus in your system, and other measures would have to be taken to secure your systems, whether laptop or PC. We have Rishabh joining us on the broadcast with more details. Everybody is awaiting a positive update from Microsoft while they continue their investigation. Rishabh.
Well, definitely everyone is awaiting Microsoft to say that it's all fine to go ahead. 80% of the systems worldwide use Microsoft, and these 80% of the whole system is right now blue. airports are facing issues. There are news coming in from Europe where airports like Berlin, airports like Frankfurt have suspended flight operations because they are unable to go ahead with the operations given the technical snag. The 911 in the United States is facing issues in many states, which means their emergency service is right now facing issues given that Microsoft is not functional and Microsoft is not responding to their 911 calls. Apart from that, for last 7 hours, there have been an issue. There have been this persistent issue. Microsoft still says that they are mitigating. They ask people to stay calm and wait as and when they can get the services back in shape. Having said that, the airlines are affected, the media houses are affected. There are many channels which work on Microsoft platforms are off air right now in Europe, in United States. The airports in Australia, in India, in Europe, in United States, all are affected. Airlines like Frontier, United, Delta in United States. Here in India, airlines like Indigo, SpiceJet, Akasa, Vistara, all these airlines are facing issues. Be it Delhi Airport, be it Bangalore Airport, be it Mumbai Airport, all the airports are facing issues because of this technical snag. The crowd stand that has created this problem. 80% of global systems are down, including few in our offices as well.
Absolutely. Let's break down the details once again for the viewers who are just tuning in. So Microsoft Windows outage has led to multiple services and products across domains like banks, like the aviation industry, hotels and other establishments that have been impacted now. And according to the reports coming in, this could be due to a recent update from CrowdStrike, which is a US-based cybersecurity company that provides endpoint security to several organizations globally. Microsoft is looking into it. It says that the investigation is currently underway. In case you are also looking at a blue screen, that happens when a critical issue forces your device to shut down or restart to prevent further damage. Rishabh is with us. We also have Deepak joining us in the broadcast. Now, airline after airline putting out these statements about the services being disrupted. Deepak.
Yes, like we just mentioned a while ago, as far as the latest updates from the Bengaluru International Airport or the Kempegowda International Airport, there are multiple flights right now that have been diverted. There are delays that are happening. There's overcrowding that is being reported at this point in time, especially at the check-in counters, because most of the systems there operating on Microsoft, because of which they're not able to really use the software to check in the customers or the passengers rather, and because of which they're doing it manually at this point in time. And it is quite a tedious job. The staff as well, of course, come in routine shifts. Some of them, we've been told, have been asked to come, though they're not on that particular shift, to assist, the ground staff there. Apart from that, there's also issues in collection of data in terms of, the flights that are coming in, the flights that are, supposed to land on time are getting delayed. The takeoff, of course, has been severely affected too. And we could expect, for the people who are, of course, heading to the airport right now, they should brace for some, delays for sure.
Right. Deepak and Rishabh, stay on with us. We're also joined by NS Napinai, cyber expert. Thank you very much for giving us your time. Can you break down the details and for the common man to understand what is wrong with their system if they're looking at a blue screen right now? Can you hear me? Ma'am, if you can hear me, can you please go ahead and break down the details for us of what we are witnessing at the moment for all those who are looking at a blue screen? What is happening?
Ma'am, this is question for you.
If you can hear me, ma'am, please go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear now. Otherwise, I don't have audio.
Okay, if you can hear me now, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, there's an audio glitch, I believe, and we're not perhaps able to connect with NS Napina. We'll try and do that again and get you word from what the experts have to say about the situation. Rishabh and Deepak both continue to be with us on the broadcast. Let me quickly go back to Rishabh. Rishabh, at the moment, Microsoft looking at the possible reasons behind the outage. So for sure, we can't say if there is one factor which has led to this.
Well, definitely. What we are given to understand that the CrowdStrike or the cybersecurity software that we are talking about can be one of the reason in Windows 10 to behave in this certain manner. As of now, Microsoft has not announced or issued any statement regarding the actual reason of it. It says that we are investigating. We are still mitigating, and you'll have to wait for us. And the extent is such that we haven't been able, if I can ask my camera person to show, this is how the systems are looking. The blue screen on Microsoft Windows, definitely. But if you see the systems that work on Microsoft, platform are given to this. This is our attendance system, and it is not functional right now. We are unable to mark our attendance as well. So media houses, the airline services, the airports, the offices, everything is right now at standstill in many parts of the world. FAA, the Federal Aviation Agency of United States, have now suspended for functioning of a number of airports, as well as have grounded airlines of United, of Delta and other airlines, Frontier Airlines for that matter, given that the Microsoft platform is down and the online services are unable to be performed by these airlines. Here in India also, as Deepak was also mentioning, that the airports are at the receiving end at the most. The online services of the airlines, the online ticketing services, or for that matter, the checking in services at the airport is being is under strain, given that the Microsoft platforms are not working. So definitely the huge lines at airport can be seen. Reporters from various airports are also mentioning that
have been
flights are
impacted
down.
as well, like Rishabh was pointing out. Rishabh, you have a great excuse today for not punching in. I'm sure the HR will be lenient with you. Stay on with us. We have some breaking inputs coming in. Delhi Airport has also issued a statement, and my colleague